Hey everyone, Mr. Mom Collectibles. I'm back with another quick video, and I want to talk about once again the newly released RoboCop 3 from Hot Toys. This is a figure that was really anticipated for me. As you can see, I have the first one. This is the diecast version, and I'm a huge fan of like these 80 IP figures. Hot Toys doesn't do many of them. So when a RoboCop 3 came up for pre-order, I instantly jumped on it. Super excited for it. It's a figure that brings me back to my childhood. RoboCop 3 was actually the first RoboCop movie I saw, and then I went backwards and saw the first and second one. But before I get into it, if you wouldn't mind, consider dropping a like on this video. If this is your first time watching, please consider subscribing. I thank you so much for that. So this figure and this IP is nostalgia for me, brings me back to my childhood, as I already said, and it really got me thinking about what I used to play with as a kid. And this is the figure that I had. It's a smaller RoboCop version with a little push button in the center that would make noises and stuff. And when I was a kid, this is back in 1993. I mean, this was top of the line that I thought, and it just makes me think as an adult now, where these figures are $300-400, and the advancements in what we had and what we have now is it's unbelievable to me. So that's just something to kind of put it in perspective. Not many times, can you get these high-end collectibles that you can see the direct lineage to the figures that you used to play with as a kid. This RoboCop and even the '89 Batman. Like I said, it takes me back, and it's absolutely something great. So that being said, I want to bring us back to the prototype photos for this figure, because I was kind of checking out some of the comments today, and it seemed like there's a little bit of a divide from the prototype photos that you're seeing here from Sideshow versus the final photos that we got. And then we'll even take a look at the Sideshow first look, because they released a video early on about this. So like I said, these are the prototype photos. We're not going to spend too much time on them. Comes with the jetpack, all those accessories. We'll look at that on the first look. But the main thing I want to focus in on is actually the color of RoboCop. These production photos, prototype photos, I should say, definitely gave off more of a bluish purple hue. And for those who know, the suit did change throughout the movies. The first one was much more of metallic. The second movie, they went definitely more blue. And then actually in the third movie, they tried bringing it back to the metallic. Now, whether or not, it translated is another story, because technically the suit worn in the third movie was actually the same suit from RoboCop 2. It just was repainted. So that being said, that could have changed up a little bit of the color, but Hot Toys tried replicating and doing something different where, like I said, you had like that bluish purple hue, that metallic look to it. Definitely was different than the original one, the one that you saw at the opening of my video. And so there was definitely people were kind of like mixed about that one. And then I'll show you guys the final photos that we got today from Hot Toys. So here we have the final release photos. Looking at these photographs, there are things to consider. The lighting, the editing, those things do play a little bit into this, especially when it comes to the tone. As you can see here, it's definitely dulled down. Bluish purple is really non-existent. It's back to more of the metallic. I would even argue say it actually looks like the original die-cast RoboCop figure in some, but it still looks fantastic. The jetpack, the arm, like I'm super excited for this. I love that they're actually using Peter Weller's facial plates there. They're not using the actor who played him in the third movie. So I just love that. So if you're, you don't have a RoboCop, this could definitely fit in as like your RoboCop 1. They even actually in one of the photos kind of give you like a RoboCop 1 tease with it. But you see there, like the figure looks fantastic. I don't have any complaints about this, actually. I did question, which I'm going to save it for my review. I don't normally do a lot of figure reviews anymore, but this is one that I definitely want to do a review on and compare it to the die-cast first version to see if there is any changes to that, whether it's the paint, the actual application, a lot of things like that. I know that it looks like they're still using the rubber silicone for the elbow joints, which I know can deteriorate over time. So there's like things like that I want to do a comparison on. But like I said, flipping through these photos, it looks fantastic. There's really no complaints about it. I was questioning the color, where I do think they really brought it back to the original, especially looking at the Sideshow video. It looks much more like the original diecast versus anything done to it, like right here. But like I said, you can see the lighting bouncing off. There's little areas where I kind of see, like right in here, these joints here. I don't know if you see my mouse there or around the thighs. I do see like a purplish blue hint to it, even like around this, the abdomen section here, around the neck. I definitely do see color tones. Like right here, you can see purple in the joint. So I definitely think they might have done something to it, but this is definitely a figure that you got to see it in hand to see what's going on with it. It could be the colors playing tricks with your eyes. But like I said, I could see purple around the thighs here. You can see that there, and in the elbow joints. So it's definitely something that definitely I'm going to look for when I get the figure, especially doing the review. But like photos like this is just so fantastic. Like this looks like a movie still. Like the work that was done on here, it's just absolutely fantastic. Anyone who's picking this up, congrats on this. And like here's the tease from like kind of like a RoboCop 1 when he was in the warehouse, kind of beat up with the battle damage, and he's kind of doing the test firing, with the baby food and stuff. That's what this reminded me of, this scene here. So I definitely think that Hot Toys is trying to give us something where if you don't have a RoboCop in your collection, this can kind of sub as like your RoboCop 1, or if you have the one like I have, this can be the RoboCop 3 with this look, the jetpack and everything. So what I want to do is kind of offer a little bit more commentary while we watch the Sideshow first look. As you can see here, we're looking at the Sideshow Collectibles first look from RoboCop. The box itself looks awesome. I love the idea of it. This reminds me of the original one where the original one slipped up. This one looks like you pull from the side, but had the same type of styrofoam, inserts and things like that. In terms of the design, it's definitely bringing me back to the original one, and I unboxed that one. But like I said, seeing in here, I can kind of see the purple in the arms, in the forearms, in the bicep area. So it does look like they did something with the paint and they toned it down, but it's that in between. It's not so much blue purple, not so much metallic. You can even see it on the battle damage chest plate. You can see that there's like purple hue on there. So Hot Toys definitely didn't, at least from what I see here, they didn't do it direct like it's the RoboCop 1. They definitely did something with the paint and add a little bit of flair to it in some areas, trying to give you that purplish blue, but it's not in your face from what I can see. I can see it right there across the collar, if you want to call it the collarbone area of RoboCop. You can see it there. It looks like little highlights that were just done on the figure. So a lot of people were commenting saying, oh, well, it doesn't look like the original production. Doesn't look like this, doesn't look like that. So, and you can see like around the back of the helmet, they definitely added some flair to it in terms of that color. Even like the rivets on the side of his helmet, you can see that they did like some kind of like outline to it. So I don't think it's going to be as bad as what you think it is, but it's definitely one of those where you got to get it in hand to see what's going on with it. You can look at all the video all day, all the photos. I think it's still going to have people kind of 50-50 about it. But it still looks great. It looks still fantastic. I mean, at the end of the day, it's RoboCop. When are you going to get another RoboCop figure? I'm not making excuses about it. Like you should just, it's a lot of money. It's $400, but you just got to kind of put it in the context. Like, when are you going to get another 1/6 scale RoboCop? When are you going to get a crack at one? There's no guarantee. We don't know what's going on with licensing nowadays and things. This could very well be the last one. So you got to put this into a little bit of context. And just like everything is so awesome to this. Like I absolutely am loving everything that I see here. I day one pre-order it. Like I said, I can't wait to get it. Comes with the firearms, the die cast, and the plastic. The one gripe I had about RoboCop is I kind of wish, and it doesn't look like we get one here. You do get an articulated hand with the fingers. I do wish we got kind of a fixed one, because I will say, if you do own the first version, it is kind of a pain to get it to hold the pistol correctly with those articulated fingers. Mine falls out sometimes, so I have to kind of like repose it to try to get it the right way. So I do kind of wish that we got one that was a pistol grip hand that was molded, versus it being, with the opposable fingers. That's the only gripe that I really have. But I love this with the missile arm, with the missile projecting out. That's exactly how I'm going to have mine displayed. I even love these kind of poses with him reloading his gun. It just looks so awesome. I mean, there's, like I said, the only gripe I had about it was the color of the suit. But looking at this, it's definitely putting me more at ease. And then finally, guys, the jetpack. Like, how awesome is this? Like, when I saw this as a kid, I know this is a little bit outlandish now as an adult. When I saw this as a kid, I was going nuts over it. Like, what is going on here? What is this? And then the only other probably gripe that I have is the base. You get a regular, octagon style base, nothing special. And you don't even get a flight pole. So if you want to display him in flight, it's going to be a little bit hard, because they don't even give you a base with a flight pole like an Iron Man figure. They do it with Iron Man. Kind of surprised they didn't do it with RoboCop. I know there might be a weight thing there, but I mean, Hot Toys kind of slouched on the base and the option to do RoboCop in flight. So that's kind of one gripe that I do have with it, in terms of just having, a regular display base. But overall, I'm just kind of skim through this towards the end here, going past the articulation. The pistons on the back of the ankles and stuff, mine all holds up perfectly well. There's no issues. I mean, I've done these conversions before, no issues whatsoever. And like, here's the figure in its final format. And like I said, the only thing I have about it is that it's a basic base and a crotch grabber. I kind of wish that we got a little bit of a bigger base with a flight pole, so you really want to display this thing in flight. Kind of makes it weird that you have RoboCop with the jetpack, and one problem is you really can't display him in flight with it. So I think they could have put a little bit more effort into that personally, but overall, it's really kind of hard to be too negative about this figure. Like I said, it's RoboCop at the end of the day. My 80s nostalgia is just kind of really, it's oozing out right now. But like I said, guys, I'm going to do a follow-up to this, and I'm going to do a figure review. So when I get mine, I'm going to do a comparison to the original one for anyone that wants to know what the differences are with it. And we'll take it from there. Like I said, I really do appreciate you guys watching this video. Definitely consider dropping a like and subscribing if it's your first time. I thank you so much for your time and watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.